What is up, Retro Maniacs? My name is Mike. His name's Joe. His name's EP. We're here to talk about cards. And since we're into July, I think it's time to look back at our New Year's resolutions and see if we kept them. What do you think?
I'm very nervous.
Oh my! All right, Joe, get us started off here. What was your first resolution?
My first was to gain 50 pounds and check. Oh,
Handle.
you meant card
Yeah,
resolutions.
card
Oh,
resolution,
okay.
card resolution.
All right. Let me pull up my little notebook here. My first resolution, I actually check, get organized. I got crazy organized over the last 6 months, 7 months or so. I know I was saying that my den looked like a card shop. We didn't have our storage racks up, kind of like EP has behind him, but the metal storage racks down in our storage area in our basement. Organized all the cards, got them down there. The only two boxes I keep up in the den are my eBay sales. I keep in one box, and then any sets I'm putting together that I just happen to have up here in case I get some cards from eBay shipped to me, so I can put those sets together and then eventually get them on eBay. I organize my little studio here, which is nice, my little recording space, and I have the cards I display downstairs nice and organized. So I feel like I have accomplished that. When I feel I'm a touch OCD, so I always feel I could be more organized. But compared to some people, I feel organized as all get out. So yes, check for number one for Joe Day.
Okay. Joe kept his first. How about you, EP? What was yours?
Well, first off, I want to say that I sent you guys a text. I think it was 2 weeks ago before I went on vacation about a plastic tub that I found at Walmart that fit the cheese boxes perfectly. I think it's like four or five. It's like 5 across, and you can stack 4 of them, and they just fit perfectly in there. And that's
and they weigh 1,000 pounds.
It is a very heavy tub. It is a very heavy tub. But I mean, it's satisfying when you have stuff like that. So I remember I rewatched our show, and I said that one of my things was to get organized, but to do that would be selling more cards. And so I have 410 active listings on eBay specifically. I have 410 active listings. And this year I have sold 465 cards for $9,469.
Wow, very nice.
So that I've been living up to the listed cards on eBay. However, the point of me trying to fix my situation hasn't worked out much because I've been buying cases.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Cards.
I don't know that counts because you wanted to sell stuff you had, but you've sold a whole bunch of new stuff you didn't have when you made the resolution.
Yes. So like my part of what I said, though, I said this in the past as well. Right, there's thumbs up and thumbs down. It's like
thumbs up and down. I think.
Yeah, the cases project also helps me to separate from the cards, because I can sell the cards without thinking I need to keep all these cards. So that it's helping me list other stuff. Like my listing includes a lot of like 2007 Topps record breakers and 2009 Ring of Honor cards, like that sort of stuff. So I am listing that sort of stuff as well on top of the new case stuff. So it is helping me a bit, but I do have accumulated some more cards.
So does he get a full check or does he get a half check?
That's a half check, I think.
I think it's a half check.
I was going to suggest, Mike, as we go through ours, like check mark and a ding, or the price, the family, the
Family Feud. All right. Well, my first resolution was I wanted to get a little bit more in Stephanie McMahon, and I really haven't. Okay, let me explain. I have added another autograph. I've added a couple lower number cards, a couple like mid 2010s Topps Chrome refractors, X-fractors. But when I made the resolution, she was the chairwoman and the CEO of WWE. Unfortunately, shortly thereafter, Vince McMahon just pushed his way back in and she stepped down. So the main reason I wanted to collect her was because she was a female that was running a huge wrestling company. kind of a historic thing there, and Vince just deciding he wanted to come back just kind of ruined that whole plan. So I really don't see the long-term like hold of her cards if she's
Right.
not involved with it. So thankfully I didn't get too much, but I had to bail on that one. So I don't get a check mark. It doesn't matter why I didn't do it, but
Yeah.
So
Is Vince McMahon, as an aside, the worst father in the world? It seems like he is a terrible father. Push Shane out, push Stephanie out. Like,
but he's a good businessman.
but he's a great businessman. So, what matters more, family, business?
And he worked a deal where he'll still be in power as long as he wants to be. So yeah, I don't think Stephanie McMahon cards really have too much long-term hold value. So I get next for that one.
All right, my second resolution, and I'm getting a big fat X for this one. And partially my fault, partially the fault of the institution. My second resolution: get more engaged in hobby Twitter. I've actually lost followers.
Really?
Yeah. Since
what are you saying?
No. It was when Elon came in and they got rid of all the bots.
Yeah.
So I was like over 1,000. Now I'm like 750 or something like that.
Wow.
Like I had a ton of bots apparently following me. But
Joe Day, popular with bots.
Yep. Love me.
AI is huge. AI is coming up, man.
Right?
So I mean,
exactly.
Got to be big with the
I should have
bots.
just bought subscribers or followers or whatever. But yeah. So part of me is like, oh, I really, really wanted to get engaged. I wanted to, possibly do sales on more on Twitter than eBay. I wanted to just be more part of the community. And then the more I looked at it, I don't know if you guys realize this, the Twitter community is pretty terrible. There are some great people, there really are, and luckily there's quite a few that I follow and that follow us, and that's awesome. But by and large, you just see things on hobby Twitter that just make you want to vomit on a daily basis. Just people being terrible humans, and I'm like, you know what? I'm good that I did not complete that resolution. So it is a big X, but kind of like yours, Mike. Like there's a reason that I haven't engaged more. It just feels like there's a lot more vitriol there than I said this before on the one we did in January. I was in politics for a long time, and that was my Twitter account was politics. Somehow there's more vitriol in hobby Twitter than there was when I was in politics, 10 years ago. So yeah, it's definitely an X, but there's a reason for it.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Mine isn't too bad. My experience on Twitter for having more followers, but
well, it's not.
You need to take the time to prune it. I like to say. You need to
curate your followers.
see, I see anybody talking about politics or anybody just saying dumb shit. Like, I instantly unfollow them. I don't even.
I
think
block
twice.
them. I don't just unfollow. I block. Like
I block a lot too.
I feel it feels great it's satisfying when I block people.
Yeah, and what I will say is it's not like vitriol towards me or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's just like I watch the interaction with some people. Like someone will post a card that they really like, and it's like, oh, that's cool. And then it's followed by the 50 comments of people saying, this is staged, this is BS, this is not a good card, you should have better taste, you should collect different. And it's just like,
that's awful.
Come on,
block.
But you see it so often.
Yeah, you do. Definitely do.
Yeah.
All right, EP, you're number 2.
This is a completely full check mark for me. More PC cards. Buy more PC cards. 100%. I got just stay alone. I got this card at the card show. Martina Navratilova autograph, number to 25. And I got a sweet deal on it. In all seriousness, I should probably sell it because it's probably worth way more than I paid for it. But it's also number to 25. So when you see a card like that pop up, and so I'm going to keep that. I got a Salty Ferguson autograph card, and Mike actually found a second one for me, so I have 2 of those. I've got a number of singles on top of that. I also have kept Top Series 1 set, Top Series 2 set, a Bowman set for myself. So I mean, I've been building some really fun, cool PC type stuff. And when I'm at a show, I find an LT card that I don't have. I'll pick that up. Lawrence Taylor, Denny and Tomlinson, both of those. I picked up a couple of those at the last show. So yeah, both of the LTs, Griffey's, that sort of stuff. So I've been very good about. I've been way better this year so far about building up PC stuff than I had been the previous year. So full check mark for me on this one.
Very good. All right. My second resolution was I wanted to buy a collection. I take another big fat X on that one, but I mean, we did have an opportunity. One came up, but I mean, the deal has to be right. So I haven't really done a very good job of actively looking yet at this point, but I did miss an opportunity yesterday. There was a gentleman at the card show who was an older gentleman. His wife wants to move to Florida, and he said if he could get rid of everything, I should have gotten his number, but I didn't. But
that's how you do it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I feel like I just wasn't quite ready yet to do that. But yeah, I have. The problem is I have bought so much stuff. I haven't bought a collection, but I've been going through the cards at the local card shop and just bringing home shoe boxes pretty much at least with one row filled every week, and been doing that for months. So like I haven't bought a collection, but I bought a collection's worth of cards.
I was just gonna say that
in that. So
in pieces.
I feel like you're doing it smarter. Like you're doing that smarter than you would have if you bought a whole collection.
Picking out the stuff that I want. So yeah, I really have too much at this point in time. Like we talked about at EP, the collection that did come up, regardless of whether we came up with a price, there was that realization of how much work it was going to be to get rid of it. And, we both have a long line of things we need to get gone through and sold before we would even be able to start it. So really it didn't make any sense at the time. So I'll give myself an X on that anyway, but I feel like I kind of bought a collection, but I got to pick and choose.
Yeah, you did, but I also feel like this is by far the most ambitious of all of our resolutions. Because if you buy a collection, that's a huge amount of money, a huge amount of work, a huge commitment. That
that needs to be your job almost.
Right.
You really, I feel like I really need to get to the point where I don't have a bunch of other stuff. We all have that stuff that you're like, I need to get that listed. You say that all the time.
Yep.
If I get to a point where I don't have tons of stuff, I say I have to sell that on Twitter or I have to get that listed on eBay. That's the time I think to start looking for a collection. Like it's not just about the money. Obviously, if a great deal popped up, you could push something to the front of the line. But I mean, we don't do this full time. This isn't our job. It's a hobby for us. We like to make some money on the side, like to buy and sell. But you really have to be realistic with yourself with how much time you have, because it takes a long time to go through the stuff and then to sell it. So,
and I'm going to plug it again. Everyone out there should watch Chasing Cardboard, because that's exactly this type of thing. Like you see how much of work they put into it and they had to put into it. And Ty, I don't think he has like another job. I think that is his job, to buy and sell collections. And it is a lot of work. So, I mean, to have real world commitments and real life jobs and, other things, it's tough. I
sit down. I've been doing this with the cards I got from the card shop. Just to sit down and comp all the cards you get takes forever. So I mean, you need a block of time that I don't always have.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, Joe, what was your final resolution?
My final resolution was to do more fun things with cards. So I mentioned, like the buying and selling, that's, it's fun in its own way. But like I mentioned specifically in the video, like buying Tom Brady cards is cool. The rookie cards is cool and everything, but it can be stressful because especially with the market, how it is, that's, it's like this, it's like a roller coaster of what the value is. So, I specifically mentioned like buying some non-sports products, just opening up for fun. I'm going to give myself a big check mark for that. I have my Rick and Morty that I opened, I have some Rick and Morty. I opened up a bunch of there it is. Fleer Ultra Avengers, which was a blast. and while I did sell that, it was just like the opportunity to open it up, build my own set, my own master set of everything, and sell off, what I wasn't going to keep. And then the most fun thing I started to do this year was start buying Kenny Pickett stuff, and I kind of followed my own advice a little bit, and I waited, and I didn't I didn't buy much of his stuff when that college uniform product came out, because I knew that was going to be hot, but I also knew it was going to cool down once the pro uniform stuff came out. So I was able to go and buy some of these cards that 6 months ago were probably double what I paid for them, so I could go and now buy them since all that pro stuff is coming out. So yeah, I mean, for me, it was just do like outside the box, just kind of different fun stuff. And I think I give myself a big check mark on that one.
I like that too. I mean, everybody should take the time to make sure you make your hobby fun, because it's easy to lose sight of that. Like,
Right.
worry about card values or having to have a certain card or trying to sell a card can get stressful. Like, people need to take your advice and intentionally try to have fun. So,
Yeah. And like the old adage, we've said it a bunch of times, everyone else says it too, but it really holds true. It's the collect what you love thing. And beyond, like if you're still buying and selling cards, Mike, you buy and sell cards, you collect what you have wrestling cards. That doesn't mean you're not going to sell wrestling cards. It doesn't mean you're not going to sell football cards. Like, if you collect what you love, I ripped open those boxes of Rick and Morty. I loved them. It was so much fun. I sold the extra sets. I mean, so if you can collect what you love and then kind of try and break even, or, maybe even make a little bit of money if you don't want to keep, like, I pulled a Thanos card numbered to 100 out of Fleer Ultra Avengers. It's a cool card, but my favorite card were the sketch cards, and I kept that, and I have that Doctor Strange. I kept, so there are things that I wanted to keep, and I love that process, but being able to then sell them to make some money too, if you collect what you love, and then, the rest kind of shakes out, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, EP, what was your final resolution?
My third one was buying more singles to grade, and buying singles to get graded, and I accomplished that. I just have not graded them yet. I will say also that I bought a bunch of cards, the cases of cards, and I've been grading. So I have an SGC account, which I made a big deal about. I made a big deal about not having any accounts. I do have an SGC account. I have not created a PSA account yet, but I'm probably going to have to. But I did purchase a few cards. So I purchased Geno Smith rookie card, Josh Allen gold optic, Lamar Jackson Donruss rookie,
Wow,
Peyton Manning Metal Universe,
I love that card,
Dirk Nowitzki Stadium Club rookie card.
You should have asked me. I have a couple of those.
And then through I purchased a lot, and through that lot I also pulled out these cards that are all centered pretty well and are candidates to be graded. So I do have a lot of cards to grade, but I have not sent them in to get graded yet. So I'm guessing it's probably half a check mark. But
I think that's a half check mark. How about you?
Yeah, you got the first part,
Yeah,
but you haven't done the second part. So we're gonna give you the up and down on that one.
All right.
Full check marks.
Yeah, doing better than me.
Yeah, you have another 6 months. I mean,
Yeah,
with this,
you
we're at the halfway point.
You might win it. So
Yeah.
I might start, doing these things, buying a collection and stuff just to win.
Just to
at
get the
end
check
of
marks at the end of the year. Yeah.
Buy a collection of Stephanie McMahon cards. There you go. Perfect.
That would
check.
be great. All right. My final resolution was I wanted to grow this channel. And I don't want to pat myself on the back, Joe, but I think
Throw up
we
the
have.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, we definitely have. We're not a huge channel. Probably never going to be a huge channel, but fact that we have over 700 subscribers now blows my mind. I was talking to somebody, used to come into my card shop at the card show yesterday, and I told him, yeah, we have over 700 subscribers, and it blows my mind. I don't know why people want to listen to us talk, but I really appreciate that they do. And we've seen really good growth this year, so I'm really happy about that. We're gonna keep spending our time here and putting out our content and doing it consistently. And you like it, come aboard, join up
Yeah.
with us. We're fun guys.
We have so many comments, and these are the ones I appreciate the most. We have so many comments of people saying, "How do you not have more subscribers?"
Mhm.
Like there are so many people that will comment that, and we always say the same thing. It's just cool having the subscribers we have because we know those people, they're in for the long haul, man. These are not short shows. We do an hour-long podcast and we have 20-30 minute show in the middle of the week. Like it takes some commitment. We have an audio podcast that's kind of growing a little bit too, and you mentioned someone from the shop coming up to you, Mike, from that used to come in the shop. Our buddy Brent has reached out to me several times about how enjoyable our content is, and he used to come in the shop quite a bit. So I mean, it is nice having people that seek out our content.
When I was on family vacation, it was with some people like my one cousin who lives in Maryland. I don't see him as often, as I would like. And so I was talking to him and my nephew, and I said about how we were at close to 700 subscribers. This was like we were at 699, 698, something like that. And they were both like, "Whoa, like 700 subscribers!" Because I mean, like if you start a YouTube channel, there are a lot of YouTube channels that start and never get to 100 or 200 subscribers. So 700 was one. Like
we're
like, wow,
basically
that's
in cool. Like the top 25 percentile right now, just having 700. Like most people don't get there. Like you're in the top 9 percentile if you get to 1,000. So like the cool thing is like the interaction we get, the percentage of likes we get on our video, and especially the percentage of comments that we get. Like we can have we have our podcast that had 200 views have 40 comments altogether. Like we get a lot of interaction, and I enjoy that part of it. Like that. We've always said, like, we want to make this a virtual shop. Like, I want the people that view our content to be people that would come in and talk to us in the shop, like back in the olden days. And we had a lot of those people, and now they're on here. And I think that's really cool. Like, we almost always respond to a comment.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
A lot of the bigger channels, like, I wonder if the content creators even read them, but that's the whole point in doing this. I love the interaction. I love the community we have here. Pretty much a positive place too. Like it's not like you were talking about, Joe, not a lot of places in the hobby where you can go and just have a good time. Maybe agree, maybe you don't. It's fine. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm really happy with the growth of the channel, and hopefully it'll continue.
I mean, we might have to do another live stream. We haven't done a live stream in a few weeks, so we might have to set one of those up for our viewers.
We definitely
but
do,
yeah.
I'm curious if any of our viewers have set New Year's resolutions for themselves in the hobby. Throw them down in the comments. We'd love to see if you've been accomplishing those as well, because these, you should set some goals each year in the hobby, and I think it would be fun to see if anyone else out there has done that as well, and we can talk with you about them and either make fun of you for hitting them or not hitting them, I guess.
Do a better job than I did.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. All right, guys, that was fun. We'll see you next week. Take care.
See you, boys.